Cowgirl Judgment Finesse here. I've been hearing about some of you hombres that you're pretty strong. A few of you a little smart. But ain't nobody strong, and sure enough not smart, when they're running amok and they're kicking up more dust than a cow stampede. But I'm going to let y'all in on a little secret. Y'all want to know how old Cowgirl Finesse got to be the most rootin' tootin' cowgirl in all the South? I done been up against them all. Whole lot of stuff done gone down. But then I heard about this cowboy Justice McGee. Figuring I want to introduce myself to it. Way I figured, he need to meet old Finesse. And I ain't got to tell y'all, things been getting pretty messy out there. But couldn't be any better wranglers than old cowboy Justice McGee and old cowgirl Judgment Finesse. Betting we might clean up this town a little bit. You know those tenderfoots, the run amok gang? They've been tearing up every town they go through. And that ain't nothing. Those varmints, the chaotic crusaders, they've been creating confusion everywhere they go. They've been rivals for years, they have. But that oughtn't be too big a problem for us. We just gotta beat them at their own game. Now y'all gotta quit listening to the Professor Clumsies and the Dr. Oops. And sure enough, by golly, don't ever listen to Cowboy Bogus. You in for a heap of trouble then. But first, we gotta run a few tests. See exactly what we up against. Y'all know, when there's a stench in the air, a rat in the house, so to speak, we need to flush them out. See who's who. Now we're going to be looking for a posse to ride with us. Any of yous wanting in? Well, I reckon we'd be obliged to have you. But you're going to have to pass a few tests. We'll let old Mindscope handle that. Now we're going to be riding soon enough. And when that stampede begins, it's going to take a while for the dust to settle. But if and we don't, it won't be but a spell. And we're going to be meeting cowboy ruins up close and personal. And a minute after that, Cowboy Aftermath, he's going to be parading the streets. Now I'll be back in a few days, show y'all the next test. But if you want to make the grade, you got to get this one down first. I dare you. Y'all come back now, you hear? Hi guys, welcome to challenge number 1. As I told you about a week ago, I spent most of my career in sales and marketing. And as I was learning that trade myself, and then I had to be able to teach that to my sales force, I had to sort of figure out what the mechanics were. So each time I had a sales experience that did not give me the results I wanted, I kind of went back in my own mind to figure out where it went awry, what I could have done differently. So by doing that each time, I was able to refine my approach and figure out how to serve the customer better or serve the need better. The only way we do that is in that moment when maybe the emotions are running high, or you're in a situation where your ego is sort of wanting to leap. I want you this week to practice this one very simple visual exercise, as well as it becomes a mental and emotional exercise. So our world every day is just flooding with these ego-driven and emotional-driven needs. That's not necessarily bad. However, any good thing can sort of run amok and get out of control. So this week, the very moment you feel yourself getting that extreme emotional feeling, or your egos are frustrated in some manner, I want you to pause and I want you to visualize these two containers. I used a similar exercise with my salespeople. Before we would have a sales meeting, I would just tell them, hey guys, check your ego and emotion at the door. It will not do you any good in here. And after the sales meeting, you can pick them up on your way out. The reason I said this, because information during that sales meeting, I didn't want them to feel that this is something that's going to hurt your feelings. And if you left your emotions out there, you were able to absorb the information more in a mechanical way. What does the information mean, and how do I apply that? The same thing with ego. So if you check those every time you feel it, and then you ask yourself this simple question this week. So I want you to pause first, and I want you to visualize putting your emotion in the container and your ego in the container. And I want you to find the answer to this question before you make another move, before you open your mouth. I want you to ask yourself, what's really going on here? What is stirring my emotions? What is stirring my ego? And I want you to stay in that spot. Now here's what's going to happen. Your emotion is going to jump back out again. Your ego is going to jump back out again. This is normal. Don't panic. It takes practice. So I want you just to very carefully and calmly say, oh no, you're going back in their emotion. You're going back in their ego until we figure out exactly what's going on here. Now, once you've done this and you've practiced it, and I hope you'll practice it, you are going to make some magnificent discoveries. But through those discoveries, you are going to answer that question, what's going on? And that'll be a different answer for each person who's asking that within themselves. You'll figure out the answer. But the next thing, you will be training yourself with a new skill set, a tool. And what this tool is going to render for you is an ability to have wisdom. But not only wisdom, you're going to have great strength. Because doing these two things, it is the opposite of what people think. When they have something occur, they feel like, oh my gosh, I have to do something. I have to say something. So they just start, the emotion just starts going everywhere, right? And it only makes things worse. And then they end up doing something they regret. Or their ego gets in play. And everybody's trying to be the big fish, the bigger fish, the biggest fish, right? Right. Everyone's trying to prove that. And that creates a whole nother set of problems. So this week, I challenge you to just try this on for size. See what comes of it for you. I guarantee you'll like it. I guarantee you'll find your most strong self inside, and you'll find wisdom you never knew you had. I'll see you next week, guys. Thanks for tuning in.